Welcome to Kidmin Backstage, the place where we talk about kids ministry and take a peek behind the scenes. We try to share a little bit of what we've learned that works for us and some of our failures so you can avoid them. We release a new episode every Friday, and this is your Backstage Pass to see the magic or disaster that happens behind the scenes of our kids ministry. I'm your host, Gabe Baker, and today I am joined by Aneisha and Shaylee.
How come every time we're on, it's to talk about the disaster and not the magic?
Well, I'm glad you finally noticed.
Every time we're here, it's like, it's true.
Yeah,
it's the magic, but mostly the disaster.
So what are we talking about today? Do you remember?
No, but I'm assuming it's about Sunday school today because that's usually what we're on to talk about. If there's a particularly bad Sunday, particularly chaotic Sunday, not bad Sunday.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yes. Perfect practice.
That's right. I knew that.
Perfect.
I thought you were.
Oh yeah, but we changed it to no practice makes perfect memories.
Oh yeah, or perfecter is that?
Perfect.
Yeah. So I guess I kind of, I had asked you guys if we could do this podcast, and I was thinking, I kind of knew what today was going to be because this was a transition Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so I knew it wasn't going to be well scripted.
Yeah, we went from an 8-page script to a 2-page script.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
With bullet
points.
We're
already at the bottom of the first page. We're like, we got 14 pages for the day.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny, I told Aneisha this earlier, but Josh came up and he wasn't able to be in practice because of his work schedule. And so he comes up and he's looking at the script and he's like, he's new, and I need to have him on the podcast. But he's like, he said, I've been in Sunday school since you've had the line script more than I've ever been in Sunday school. Like, because he has helped before, like at August services. But he's like, this is the most I've been in Sunday school. So he basically didn't know what to do with the bullet points. Mm-hmm. He's like, what in the world? Like, where's my lines?
Is it really only been that much time? I feel like he used to be in a long time ago.
Just sporadically, just hit and miss.
Also, the last episode of us, we were ragging on Josh.
Ragging or bragging?
Ragging.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that.
Because and the one before that, I think it was Clancy.
Yeah, I do remember.
I remember
you
Clancy.
Absolutely just.
Well, Josh, I can't remember, a couple of episodes ago we talked about him because he like memorized all of his lines. We were in practice.
I remember this.
Everybody
wasn't it
had
for
their
Narnia?
No, it was Gladiator theme.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He had his phone. Everybody has their phones out because Gladiator theme is where we first started doing the lines.
Oh, okay.
And everybody has their phones out. Yeah, it's typical. And he doesn't have his out, and he's like just saying his lines.
Brent had his phone out today during the Bible story.
He probably had the Bible.
No, he did have the Bible. It was for the Samson's riddle.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Just a second, and then he like turns his back, and then Brennan's like, "What's that device you have?" He's like, "It's a stone tablet."
Yeah, well, when Samson was killing everyone, Brennan was like, because Brent had the stick, and he's like not actually hitting them. And Brennan's like, what is he doing? He's using the force to kill them. Look at that. It's not even touching the guy. It was really funny.
Also, Brennan was like, Brennan was in rare form today. Brennan was like, I can't remember. He was like trying to talk, and then he's like, why do you think the music is so dramatic right now or something? What did he say?
Like, why is the music so epic?
Yes. Why do you think the music is so epic right now?
And then what was it like before they walked in and they were like raging and he changed his voice completely?
I don't know.
He was talking about something and he got mad about something and he changed his voice completely.
When he was the father. Crying. When he was on the father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the father. And somehow I had like never thought about Samson being mean, like a punk. And today Samson was a punk. He was a menace.
He was very rude to his father.
It was insane. Yeah. I was in shock actually. I was like, and Brennan started out with this like old man voice.
Yeah.
And it really escalated very quick into like.
Well, and then Brent was like threatening to hit his dad or something.
Break his legs.
Yeah, break his
legs.
Yeah.
He's like, stop right now, I'll break your legs.
This is going off the rails.
And it's not good. And then he was like, Mom!
Screaming at each other, yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so today was the disaster.
Today was... Well, the problem is in the very beginning of this, me and Brent were supposed to go out for offering, right?
No.
Yes. Well, that's on the script.
No, it wasn't on the script.
It was
the music.
Okay, hold on. It was what happened.
Gabe.
Yeah, what happened is we had to flip dynamic opening and welcome. And so it was supposed to be dynamic opening, welcome, offering. But I did welcome, and so you guys were all ready to go for offering, but we really needed to do dynamic opening.
We didn't know, and then we heard the music, and it was time.
Yeah, and so Adrian, he hit the offering music.
The whole point is that's where it went off the rails, and then we were just like, what can we do to add to the chaos of every single segment? Yeah. Like, what can we do here?
Because the offering music played, so the offering people go out, but the dynamic people are already out there. And then you guys, offering people, kicked the dynamic people off, and they come back like, what are we supposed to do? Like, they kicked us off the stage.
What's going on? We were told, and Brent's like, you were told wrong.
Yeah, and then they came back out and interrupted you guys.
Yeah.
And then from there, you guys kept making up characters
to
interrupt people.
Yeah, and I said at one point, because you guys called me back there because the Bible story, the bullet points. And Brother Keach was like, what he said? He said something about the Father is not even on the script. Mm-hmm. I was like, it's just bullet points. He's going to be in there. He's on the casting sheet. And I was like, look, it can't go much worse. or I think I said any worse. I was like, words live by, right? But I was like, I can't go any worse than it's already been going. I was wrong.
Yeah. So you underestimated us.
Yeah. So anyway, That
was it. That was Sunday school. So let's wrap up the podcast.
Well, okay, but let's go back to the reason why I was thinking about this for the podcast is, it's the season right now for Heart of Christmas. So we do a big production at our church, and it's a massive amount of work that we put into it and everything. It's really big for us. It's big. And there's a lot of practices. And so I was thinking about, it's funny because we put in so much practice and effort, as we should, on the Heart of Christmas, the different segments. And so on a macro level, it's like Sunday school because we have a segment, this song here and this skit here and this play and those kind of things. And so I was thinking, okay, we put in all this effort, but at the same time of year, because of all that effort, we kind of back off on Sunday school. Mm-hmm. So we just wrapped up a pretty epic theme, as a 15-week gladiator theme, big, huge Coliseum and everything. It was awesome. It was fun. And then in December, we have our transition where there's no theme at all. There's no decor because we're getting ready for our Heart of Christmas decor. And so it's totally a transition. So people come up today. We took it down yesterday. So people come up today and like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's
when did this happen?
Yeah, just this big empty room, boxes of lights in the corner. And and so I thought, it's funny, I guess, just because, again, all the effort we put in. And then in Sunday school, and I mean, we could do better than we did today, for sure. But in Sunday school, we back off and we're like, okay, it's just a transition. And so, we don't practice as much and everything. It's like today, we didn't really practice. We just kind of did a script run through.
I think it goes to everywhere because we're like, well, we have practices every night, so let's not have a practice right now.
Yeah.
And or with even praising and stuff. Our Thursday night practice is now
it's gone. Yeah, it's
and we don't
hijacked.
practice anything, so we're like, what songs do we know?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too because one thing that I've been talking about, I don't want to make this about Heart of Christmas, but I want to use it for an example that I think does fit into
he can't help
kids
it.
ministry.
His life is about Heart of Christmas.
Yeah, my
now.
life is engulfed in it. But I mentioned this actually in a chat the other day. I had counted up practices on the calendar, and this has been a couple weeks ago or something, so I don't know what it is now, but it was like over the next few weeks I was needed to be in 70 practices because I'm at every practice, my own and directing the other ones. And so so I've been people were crazy. Saying something about Christmas music like a couple weeks ago, like, oh, it's not time yet. I'm like, oh, it is.
Oh, we've been listening to Christmas songs for the past month.
Yeah. Basically right after Forward, it's like
it is
October. Yeah, it's Christmas. October. But okay, so the other thing that I wanted to mention, this is about Heart of Christmas too, is with practices. I was talking about this. I've been talking about this a lot as far as culture. I think that sometimes we can get into the habit in church culture and events and stuff, like Heart of Christmas, where we practice something, like say a song, like we're learning a new song, and we practice it until we get it. And we feel like that's what practice is for. Like we need to practice this until we learn the song. Like, okay, now we know it.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I think there should be a shift to where it's like, okay, we learned the song. Now let's practice it and be great at it. And obviously we're always dealing with time constraints and things. But that's one of the things, like with the Heart of Christmas practices I've been talking about, is learning it and then you practice it. And again, time constraints. But with Sunday school, I thought about one of the times when we actually kind of accomplished that was with the first Narnia. So the first Narnia, we kind of crammed it, but we did all, I think it was 13 weeks or something, and we did all of that in like a week or 2 weeks. And so we came down like on a Monday night and practiced for 2 hours. So then that 2 hours we'd do like 2 or 3 weeks.
So we weren't in for that.
You weren't in staff.
Were kids.
You were kids.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. This is probably
that's in the fellowship hall, right? Okay.
This is probably part of the reason why that was so good, is because we did this.
It's because you guys weren't in it. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We didn't have people like you.
But no, so we practiced that ahead of time. So it was like week 1 through 3, and then tomorrow night we're going to do 4 through 6 or whatever. So we practiced that all ahead of time and kind of had our lines. And it wasn't scripted lines. It was bullet points. But then we also, after that, we still did our weekly practices on Sunday mornings.
Which were an hour?
Yeah, back then it was an hour.
It used to start at 8, right?
Yes, 8 to 9.
Didn't we also used to have I thought for some reason we used to have a Sunday school practice on Saturday night. Was that ever a thing?
Not typically.
That was like when it was set up takedown.
Or we were setting it up.
We did set up on Saturday nights.
Okay.
But I don't think I was ever part of that.
I think
like as staff, like as a kid.
Yeah.
I would be here randomly, but.
Yeah, at one time we had it organized where there was one of our staff was running it, and I didn't have to be here every Saturday night, and there was actually like I think either 2 or 3 crews. Then they rotated, so like they would be here this week, and then the next week they would have off.
Would they set up and take down?
No, takedown was generally the Sunday school staff.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Everybody kind of did takedown.
Okay.
And then I started putting on the casting sheet, like who was, because we still did exit and stuff, and then it was like, these people are slated for takedown, Okay, but anyway, so going back to practices, so I think that today, now obviously we do ad-lib good and everything, but I think today was kind of an example of what happens when you don't practice. So Brother Keach said he told his wife last night when he got the notification about Sunday school, he was like, "Oh, something about I'm excited to be in Sunday school."
Be in Sunday school, yeah.
She's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because it's December and we just ended the theme and there's not going to be a script." And he's like, "So it's going to just be chaos." She's like, "You like that?" He's like, "Oh yeah."
He brought the chaos. He thrives in the chaos.
Yeah, he does. He thrives in the chaos, and he likes to contribute to the chaos.
Yeah, we're like,
exactly.
There was memory verse, and he was like, "What should we go out there and do?" And I was like, "What do you mean?"
I know you called me back there.
Interrupt them somehow. Put on this bandana and this hat.
Yeah.
And take these guns.
And
he was
something.
like, "What should we do?"
I called you back there because he was like, "Get your dad. We need him back here. Get your
I put
dad."
my head back there, and there's two. At first, I didn't know who it was. Like, black bandanas, black hats, glasses, guns. I'm like, what's going on?
And he's like, "What can we do?"
Bible story was next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also you told us that we were running too fast, and so we're like, we need to add some time.
Oh yeah.
And so we went out during memory verse and we changed the memory verse.
But also when you guys were running out, like all the memory verse staff like started running towards the back, and we were like, stay out there. Josh was so scared. He didn't know what was going on. He was like,
yeah, Luis, this is like the third thing that Luis was in that got like interrupted. He's like, what is going on? I was like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, and Josh, he came up to me.
Yeah, Josh was very confused. Poor Josh.
It was funny. He comes up to me because he's supposed to be Samson's dad, Manoah, and he's like, he comes up to me. I'm in the back in the sound booth, and he's like, "So, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I go up there, like when Samson comes back?
No, he's supposed to be my dad. He was supposed to be the girl from.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
And that's what was not on the script.
Okay, yeah.
That's why John was saying like, this is not on the script, because Josh was like, I'm supposed to be her dad, and I'm also supposed to be somebody else.
The man,
man
from
like,
Ashkelon.
and they're not on the script.
Yeah, and so he comes up to me. Yeah, and that's what he was. He's like, so I'm supposed to be the dad, and when Samson comes back, so what do I do or whatever? I look up. I'm like, they're doing it right now.
Oh my word.
Yeah, him and Louise were sitting backstage, just sitting back there. I was like, when are you guys supposed to go out there? Like, we don't know. Like, they did not know. Then Brother Keach comes back, and he's like, you guys are supposed to be out there with us. And they had missed their part. I don't know what their part
So
was.
he's standing back there, and Samson has already comes out. Brent, he's like, hey, you guys see my fiance?
Oh, because he comes back and I was like, you're supposed to like ask where your wife is or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, also, where's my wife to be or something?
Yeah, and then so John and Brent are out there, they're like, oh, she's around here somewhere. Oh, she left with, I can't remember what they said.
That's
And then what did Brennan say with the, they were grabbing the coats and stuff for the outfits that Samson got, and he's like, this used to be Emily's.
Yeah, what were they talking about?
This was Emily's.
Was it?
I have
We
no
all were like,
idea.
who is Emily?
I
Like,
wonder if it
Emily
was
who?
because it was kids' coats, right? So I wonder if it had like some parent wrote
maybe.
Emily
I thought
or
that
something.
he was just saying like he knew the person. I don't
We
know.
had no
Or
idea
was
what
he
was
making
talking
up
I
about.
think he
a
was like
character?
ad-libbing. I don't
really
know.
know.
He was ad-libbing.
Next year next week we'll have Emily.
Yeah,
come
it'll be
out.
John
Yeah.
Keach in a wig.
He does
'Cause
look like an Emily. If you had
Because even in that, he was like, he ran back there. He's like, hey, get me an outfit for Judas.
Yes.
I was
For
like,
Judas?
Judas who?
He's like, give me an outfit. I'm trying to think of his name. And I was like, we were like, who are you talking about?
and he's like,
And then
Judas.
he's like, Judas Iscariot. Why?
No. He said Judas, and I said Judas Iscariot. He's like, yeah, Judas Icarus, like something like he couldn't pronounce Iscariot. It was really funny, but then he canceled it. He said you
He
might
decided
get
no.
upset.
He decided no.
I don't know
There
what's
was
going
also-
on.
Oh my goodness.
Also, Brennan, when Brennan was out there for dynamic opening, and he was supposed to be out there. He was out there as Sammy. He was supposed to be out there immediately as prayer requests. Like,
right,
quite the
because
transition.
we
And so
didn't
he had, like,
have offering between.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he
Oh,
had
yeah.
like his Sammy outfit on.
Yeah.
And so John went out there dressed in army stuff and went and whispered in his ear and just Sammy was like, "This is horrible." What did he say?
Well,
Oh,
first
yeah.
he started
Oh, it was
making
Brent.
just
Brent, 'cause
John was
inaudible
with him.
sounds.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Brent went out there, and then he said,
Well,
"I
he
can't
just
believe it. It's just so horrible. I can't believe
yeah,
it."
and
like,
then he
running.
ran off in a meltdown.
Yeah, and then John was just like, what is going on? And Brent's
Yeah.
like taking Sammy's spot, and so they finish up, and then
when Brennan
He's
gets back,
supposed to-
John got some
and
of his
then-
own medicine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then Brennan is back there trying to change.
he
really
doesn't know.
fast.
He didn't know what was going on. He was like, okay, like he
Yeah,
didn't
we're
know
like,
why
"God,
that
you need to
happened.
be out
And I was
there.
like, you
Like,
have
that's
to.
why.
That's the reason.
And so he changes back in his thing, and he walks out, and he like, I think he had trouble getting out of the funny because he's like, "Today we are going to pray."
Oh
Like,
yes.
oh,
Yeah, Adrian was even like, "What is he doing?"
today, God is a great God. And we
That's
are going
really
to pray to
funny.
him. And then he was just so lost in it. Like
Oh, man.
so he transitions out of it. And then he's like, I have a prayer request that he says his prayer request. And he's like, we only have time for 2 more. And then all these kids raise their hand and I'm just standing in the back watching.
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah. He
and
called
today
Shaylee
Sister
out.
Shaylee would like to what is it?
He
Pick
would like to
which
pick
child's
which child.
request gets to get answered or something.
Yeah.
And I was just standing back there and all the kids look at me.
So you chose somebody, and then she leaves.
I chose
Yeah.
someone and left.
So as soon as you left, then Josh is saying, he's like, "Brother Josh would like to pick the next person."
That's really funny.
Oh,
He said,
man.
last time I took prayer requests, I picked everyone, and then Pastor was done preaching, and we didn't even get to pray.
Yeah. So this reminded me of something that I can't remember if I talked about this before or not, but just a few weeks ago, Krista, she was Lydia in the Gladiator theme. She's Lydia. And so I think it might have been maybe it was last week, or I can't remember. I think it was last week. But her part is like really dramatic because at the end, you know, and she finally gets through to Radigan. That must have been a couple weeks ago.
Not Radigan. Cassian.
Cassian, sorry.
Whoa. Sorry, guys. Wrong story.
So Cassian, or Cassius, as everybody calls him, seems like.
Or Ferrum.
Yeah.
Right?
So anyway, Cassian finally, because he forgives or whatever, and you know, gets salvation. So Lydia is supposed to be really emotional. So in practice, it says in the script, you know, like, she's crying or whatever, a tear or whatever, something like that. I can't remember what I wrote, but I was like, so you got to cry. And I was kidding, you know, and she's like, oh, okay. And so anyway, so Brent and Brennan, which is already a crazy combination, but they're out there. So live, we're doing Sunday school, and it's coming to that part. And I'm backstage, and Krista comes up. She's like, so I think I can do it. She's like, I'm not sure, but I'll try to pull it off. I'm like, what? And she's like, I think I can, you know, get some tears.
Cry? Oh,
yeah,
my
I was like,
word.
oh, that would be epic. I was like, okay. So she comes out, and they're doing their part or whatever. And she comes running in to do, or the guard drags her in. I can't remember. And she's there, and she is doing awesome. I don't think she actually got tears, but she is doing so good. And they are in their own world.
Oh, no.
They're still doing comedy. I mean, so she is like saying her lines and just like emotional, broken, about to cry, and they're just over there. And Brennan says, "Is that the same guy?"
Oh, yeah.
And so
from
this
that
is
skit.
So this is an inside
no.
joke from Heart of Christmas, actually. Inside joke that there's a skit that we do, and it's all about, like, that's the same guy, the Jesus that
who died on the cross
and
and
born, walked on the water, all that. And so this doofus in the skit keeps on saying, that's the same guy. And so it's like an inside joke with our church family, because they all know the skit. And so he says that, and she's over there just like in tears about, you know, and I was just like, oh, this is a disaster. Oh my
funny.
goodness.
Yeah.
So
They got back to the backstage. They're like, I think that was supposed to be more serious. I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
the
you think?
final finale.
yeah. Oh man. So I know that there are many, many Sunday schools. In fact, I would even venture to say most don't practice. And they do really well, I think. We, however, need practice.
Yeah, we need practice.
Yeah, we need to at least walk through it, because
Yes.
I'm standing next to the door. So does anyone know when I'm supposed to go out? Like, the whole time. Where do I go out at, guys? Where do you,
And
guys, where
people
do you
keep
think I should
asking
go?
me, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the bullet points were so
Aneisha doesn't
confusing for
even know
some
what
reason
story
today.
we're in.
Well,
Somebody's
'cause-
asking about Delilah, and we were like, I was like, is this the same story? And she's like, yeah, we're just not there yet. Like,
Yeah.
This is part 1 of 5.
Yeah.
Samson.
Nice.
So yeah, and the other thing is, you know, and this is kind of funny because we get dependent on things, and I have joked before about, like, we should just take our tracks out and everything and just do Sunday school, and
like
you
the
know,
olden days.
yes.
Well, we tried to do it like the olden days today, because we canceled the praise.
We sang
Oh,
Father
yeah, Praise had
Abraham.
no
We
track.
canceled
Yeah,
all of
it was
that,
acapella.
and we said, we're gonna do Father Abraham today.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then John was like, acapella?
Yeah.
we
But
had the keyboard up there.
once we fell on the ground, we didn't know how to get out of that.
Yeah, we just sat there, and I said,
Fell
so
on
how
the
do you
ground.
think? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
turn around, sit down. And then we just all looked at each other. We're like, so how do we get out of here? And John's
'Cause
like,
all the kids
I
are
don't
just
know,
laying
and
there.
Just stands up and walks out.
Yeah. Walks over a kid's body.
So one of the things I was going to say is about practicing, and a lot of Sunday schools don't. We are somewhat unique in what we do, and you know, I joke, you know, that we need practice. Well, part of the reason is because of how we operate typically. Look, he's asleep.
I thought he really was.
Our producer over there is asleep. No, so we do, you know, like full kind of drama, I guess you could say. I mean, it's certainly not like theater or Broadway.
Yeah,
or
but it's like
anything
the type
that,
of script we do, which is why we need the practice
Yeah.
and how
It should be a
detailed.
musical. The entire thing should be
you know
musical.
what? I have wanted to experiment and do, like, I wouldn't want to do it every week.
Brennan being a musical character.
Oh yeah,
like,
he could do
hilarious.
it. Yeah.
It would have to be a comedy. though,
Shaylee
because-
thought today that we should do the poetry, not the poetry,
the one of
the rhyming
the Odyssey
version.
where it's like a Yeah, it is poetry, and it's like, what's his name? Edwin Harlow, and he's like
of
where they do
Samson.
the
Of
different
Samson.
the themes that you're talking about.
No, the
yes.
story of Samson,
The
but
story
in,
of
and
Samson.
and it's the whole thing rhymes.
Doesn't Harlow keep on rhyming and
and he's like,
and he's
stick to the script,
stop,
and he's
yeah.
like,
stick to the script if you wouldn't mind.
He's like-
I see, we're running behind.
yeah, I'm like, sorry, I really didn't
answering
mean.
me with a rhyme.
Yeah.
that would be really good, like in our news theme or something. I think
Yeah.
that would fit really
No,
well.
we should do a musical.
So I have thought about this before. I don't know. There, you know how like a musical, there's a certain like style, you know, like Broadway or whatever. There's a certain style. It's typically not a normal type of song. I mean, some of them are, but
It's like telling a story.
yeah,
kinda.
and they're sometimes they're conversations or whatever.
Yeah. So now you have to write songs.
Yeah, and so I was thinking though it would be. I think you're right. The best way to at least to dip our toe in the water would be to comedy,
Yeah.
and to not take ourselves too seriously.
It would be cool to do one that's like the Legacy Part 2, how they do the 7 demons, but they do that as a comedy.
Oh, it's like not a Bible story. It's like a.
But it's based. It's not
like
a Bible story,
moral-
but
what's
it's
it called
based
when
off.
There's like a story with a moral.
Yeah, but it's based off the 7 demons in the Book of Luke.
Like an
Is that what it
allegory?
is?
Oh yeah, like an allegory.
It's based off the Bible,
Is- wha-
but
who
it's
does
just
it?
not.
It's an Odyssey.
Oh, it's an Odyssey. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and they do it as a musical.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
it is? It's the one where it's like.
Oh, it's like the country musical.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like something like that would be cool. Like just
the
to,
Great 8 or whatever.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I don't remember it, but
Yeah, I kind of remember that. So yeah, that would be. I think it would be interesting to try.
I think it'd be funny, but it would be like require a lot more practice than we
than
do.
30
Yeah.
minutes.
Because we'd have to learn the song because it wouldn't be able to be like a song we know probably, unless there's like a biblical Broadway that we could just steal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's Sight and Sound.
TM.
I haven't been to Sight and Sound, but I don't
is
think
there-
it's
I
a
don't think there's
musical.
songs.
Yeah, I think it's more like a drama.
Yeah.
Not to fear, ChatGPT is here.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad will write a musical with ChatGPT.
But yeah, anyway, that would be a lot of fun. There was one more thought I wanted to bring us back to the practice. The reason for the title that I think we're going to go with, the title "Perfect Practice Makes Perfect," is here's the other thing, is I have found that sometimes I've done it before. You can practice something and you're putting in your, quote unquote time. You're putting in the practice, but like you do something wrong every time, and then it comes to the live show and you have practiced that wrong thing and you didn't fix it early on. So it's kind of like this, like you can read a book and say there's a name. I know nobody reads books anymore, but say there's a name that's hard to pronounce and you're just reading to yourself. You're not reading out loud. You're just reading the book. You can, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you can skim the name.
Or
Right?
you have just like a sound. Like
I have
you
a sound for it.
weird
Yeah,
sound.
okay, so
in my
it's like
head.
in your head, that's the
Yeah.
name of that person. And you can get all the way to the end of the book and then you
No.
go to tell somebody about the story and you're trying to say characters' names and then you're
Yeah.
like, and then this character, and you don't know their name.
Yeah.
You don't even remember all the letters in it
Yeah.
because you skimmed it. And so I think the same thing can happen with practices is you can practice something. And so this could be like kind of on a macro level, even we're talking kind of specific scripts, and with Heart of Christmas, it's certain songs and certain skits and all that. But I think even on a macro level, you can get into habits. We got into a habit for a long time of just doing script run through like we did today in our practices. But I know you haven't been in the Gladiator theme as much. You were earlier on, but in the Gladiator theme, we basically we were
through
practicing.
lines, basically.
Yeah, we didn't do a script run through. We just basically okay, come up
let's
front.
start,
Let's
yeah.
gonna go. We're gonna go through it and do the blocking. Figure out where everybody's gonna be.
Yeah, how
lines.
long this should take and
Yeah.
where you're going to stand.
And so, so that's where, like, on a macro level, you can, I think, get used to doing something a certain way, and then it bleeds over into the live. And I've seen it even just this season while we're doing all these practices. Like in youth play practice the other night, we don't have our stage set up yet. We don't have the curtains and all of that, so we're having to walk, around the front instead of the back and all these things. But like at the end of the crucifixion scene, we have a pretty large group on stage that has to exit. And so they were exiting, and there was somebody that was like running and jumping off the stage, and they were doing that every time. I said, hey, don't do that anymore. I know we don't have our curtains up and stuff, but you're going to get in the habit of like running. You got to walk this certain way. Everybody's got to be in a line. It's got to be, because if you practice it wrong, then it's gonna mess up, and so, and then I remember, this wasn't this year, but last year I think we had a song, and we had somebody in the song that they always missed a line, and then we would keep on going, and then we'd practice again. They'd miss that line, and they'd keep on going. And I was like, okay, we got to stop, and we're just going to do this one part over and over until you get this line, because otherwise, when we get to the live, you're going to miss that line again. And so,
all that practice, they still missed it. Just kidding.
So that's where I think, like, perfect practice makes perfect, but it's almost like habits. You can practice something, and if you learn a run on the piano and you practice it over and over and over, then you're going to be able to do that run. But then if you create a bad habit and you do that bad habit over and over and over, then when you get into the live, or you get to where it matters, then you're going to do that instead, So that's why it's important to put the systems in place that yield the results you want, and then follow that,
That was good.
Instead of bad habits.
There should be a bumper sticker.
All right, we are out of time, and for some reason I can't get my timer to go to the over.
To the negatives.
So
it wasn't.
But it is red.
That long.
It's been a long time. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I was like, surely not.
Surely not.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, folks.